iron. We may have what you need. You may have what we need. Catch the vision. Join the team. Join Wake Up.
Measles is spreading in North Carolina. It's highly contagious and can make infants and children very sick. Pneumonia, brain swelling, long-term health problems, hospitalization, and death can occur. Protect your child with the MMR vaccine. It provides lifelong protection. Serious side effects are extremely rare. Millions of children are safely vaccinated each year. Insurance covers the cost and free vaccines are available. Make sure your child is up to date. Talk to your doctor or visit ncdhhs.gov/measles. Paid for by NCDHHS.
Wake Up continues. Welcome back. Good morning. We're your community resource of great inspiration and information. WIDU, the We Do Radio Network, Facebook Live, YouTube Live. Do me a favor, like, share, and comment, and subscribe. We wrap up the week. We wrap up the day on a great note. The most popular syndicated radio show in the midst of WIDU's Wake Up. MP3, it starts now, and we have halfway perfect attendance. We're hopefully going to have full house momentarily, but we have the best of the Pitts boys, the Pitts men. They're here today to give us MP3 Radio Talk Show. Yep, don't forget, you can call in. They do take phone calls at 910-483-6111. Let's see what the gents have in store for us today for MP3 Radio Talk. Good morning, Pitts brothers. We're ready for you. We're ready for MP3 Radio Talk Show. It is on YouTube.
Thank you, Tammy. Glad to be here this morning. I am Marshall Pitts.
Marshall Pitts.
And Myron Pitts will be here at some point. And we are
MP3. Where's your brother at?
Good morning, everybody. That's the perennial question that we always have to. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Tammy. I like when you put a little bass in the voice there.
She had to do something to it. You were sounding a little squeaky there this morning. A little squeaky.
It's okay. It's okay. But we want to.
Well, you're more like a tenor. A tenor radio voice.
No, I think I probably was soprano. What's the one with the?
Whichever one's the highest. That's you. Whichever one that is. I don't know which one that is. Whichever one that is, that's you.
Right. But anyway, we want to thank our participating stations, as we always do. 99.7 FM here in Fayetteville, North Carolina, where we broadcast from. Of course, 98.5 FM out of Red Springs, North Carolina. 97.1 FM out of Lumberton, and of course 92.5 FM out of Laurinburg, North Carolina. Those are all the stations who help make MP3 possible. And as Tammy told you, if you want to call in and participate in our conversations, we always welcome that. Numbers to call in, 910-483-6111. That's 910-483-6111. You know you got your MP3 hat on, huh?
Yeah, MP3 hat on, new shirt. Feel like a new man.
Yeah, I like that shirt, actually.
Got some new shoes on, too.
You got some new shoes
Some fairly new shoes.
Okay.
Yeah, new. Okay. Retirement money. Little retirement doughs.
Right. I think I like the logo on these better than that one, though. It's that was okay. It's all right.
I designed this for myself.
I know you did. That's why. You need to leave stuff to the experts.
Okay.
Don't go out on your own like that.
We'll do.
Right. For those of you listening in, we got a number of topics today. And we may not get to all of them, as we often don't. But we want to start off with talking about Tiger Woods. As we know, and many of you may have heard, he's got into a little situation again where he was arrested, had another accident in his vehicle, and they, there's a lot of stuff going on there. We want to talk about him, and we suspect, as Majo alluded to when we were off the air, about some substance abuse issues that may be going on there, and then we will have to get into the situation with our president, Donald Trump, and he is the first president that we know to ever get into a dust up with the Pope. And so we need to talk about that and his images that he's been putting out on his Truth Social of his Jesus-like type presentations. We'll talk about that, of course, as well. And then we will also, if we have time to get to it, we'll talk about Robert F. Kennedy. Well, actually, Myron may want to talk about the other sports story with Ozzie Fudd and Paige. I pronounce her last name. Bookers?
Who knows? Paige B. That's what we'll call her.
That's what they call her.
I don't know what they call her, but that's what I'm going to call her.
Two ladies in the, one is, they played on the same UConn team where they won a national championship in 2024. Now, Miss Paige B went up to the WNBA, was the rookie of the year there. And Ozzie Fudd is coming up this year, and they're going to be on the same team, playing in the backcourt, both guards. But the interesting thing about the story is they're in a relationship, and so
they don't want to talk about it.
They don't want to talk about it. So that we may get to that a little bit later as well. But also, not the Surgeon General, but the guy over the Health and Human Services of the United States of America, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., got into a little hot water by some of the comments he made that were brought out that he made about parenting as it relates specifically to black folk, and how our about our children and the amount of medications that they're on, and they need to be reparented, is what he said. But anyway, we'll get to all that.
So now, how I probably, because you were going to be late, and I tried to get Tammy to roll them before you got here, but she didn't. And I was going to try to introduce these topics. Probably how I would have introduced these topics is NBA stars who don't want to talk about their personal lives. Tiger Woods, apparently addicted to dope. Trump, healing powers versus the Pope. Who knew? And R.F. Kennedy Jr. and saying crazy stuff. That's probably what I would have introduced.
Well, yeah, but
give them a little teaser.
Yeah, but you gotta give them a little bit more.
No, they don't need no more than that.
A little bit more.
We want to keep them hanging on.
Right. Okay, so let's get started, because this is. For many of you, particularly for many African Americans, for many years, Tiger Woods was somewhat of a, not somewhat, he was a kind of a hero, if for lack of a better term, but somebody that many people, of all races admired, and African Americans were particularly proud of, because he kind of stormed through the golf world, which had traditionally, for the most part, we did have a couple of very good African American golfers, but he took it to the pinnacle as far as all the major championships that he won, and for him to be African American or biracial with her African American father, that made a lot of black folks proud. So, but as we know. He ran into some difficulties as far as his personal relationships outside of his marriage, and then, but more recently, if you didn't know, Tiger Woods, as Michael can tell you, he's had to have a number of surgeries.
Some from just playing golf, some from the car accidents he's had, back surgery, fusion, all that kind of stuff going on.
Right.
But despite all that, he still won a Masters in 2019.
Right. He won his last one.
Incredibly difficult to do, because some professional golfers, a lot of them, as a matter of fact, never win the Masters.
Right. And so he's now got, was it 15 or 16 championships?
Yeah, he's still two or three short of Jack Nicklaus.
Jack Nicklaus, right.
He's not going to catch Jack
No,
Nicklaus.
he won't at this point. No.
And I told y'all that several years ago. Y'all thought that he would. I wish we could go back to the tape.
We thought he had a shot. I mean, because I didn't realize the extent of what his injuries were. If I wasn't aware of the number of surgeries, the sheer number that he's had, because if I had known that, I would have had a different perspective about it. But yeah, so but back to him. In this most recent situation, Mr. Woods, he was charged with DWI, where I can't remember the specific instances of the accident itself, but he ended up.
They clipped the camper and turned over his vehicle on the side.
Right.
And he was found with a couple of pills in his pocket. If you saw the video, it was clear that Tiger was, driving. What they call it, DWI is driving while intoxicated.
Driving while impaired.
Driving while impaired, driving under the influence. Those ones that tell you you're doing drugs, some other kind of drug other than alcohol. That's what he was charged with, and it was clear that he was.
You saw the tape?
Oh yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Was it?
Oh my goodness, yes.
Really?
It was bad. Tiger looked like he was mumbling on about he was on the phone talking to President Trump, so forth and so on.
Really?
Yeah, because he's dating Trump's, I guess, daughter-in-law, his old ex-daughter. He's dating Kai Trump. He's dating one of the Trumps. Tiger is right now. So
and I know that he and President Trump were supposed to be golf buddies and stuff.
Yeah. So but he's he seemed incoherent. Eyes were swollen, red, and it's a mess. The video is a mess. So, he's guilty based on that alone. He's guilty based, and he's also since then checked himself into a rehab center.
Right, rehab center.
And you can tell you got money. So when you check yourself into a rehab center, I might have to check myself into something right here in Cumberland County. But Tiger's in a rehab center in Switzerland.
Switzerland, really?
Yeah, Switzerland.
Oh yeah.
So that you got to have some dollars to go to Switzerland for your rehab center.
Oh yeah.
Now you might be able to check yourself into Switzerland, but I think me and Myron might have to. I might have to go right down the road here to one of these rehabs we got right here.
And right down the road is good too, because really it's not even about how good the facility is. It's whether he's ready to kick this.
Right.
Until your mind gets ready, you can go wherever you're gonna go. Until you're ready to change your life. And hopefully this is a wake up call. He's had a few. And he's really been blessed, you could say.
Yeah,
he's had a couple of rollovers.
Right. Correct.
Yeah.
And those can often be deadly.
They can, right? And I feel, you don't want to. You do want to feel bad. Good morning. Good morning. Right.
Introduce yourself.
Such a good topic. I wanted to get right in on it.
Come in talking.
Come in like Vinny Johnson. Coming off the bench shooting.
But I still pull for anyone to beat addiction.
Right.
It's terrible. It's different for every person. Everyone's journey is different. But I've read accounts, and this tracks with what we know about Tiger Woods, that he's very embarrassed. He's really kind of a private person.
Very much so.
And the videos they put out there, the cops put out there, he's arrested down in Florida. I can't remember the town. Near Jupiter, I think, Florida.
That's where he lives these days.
Yeah, that's where he lives, right? And it was just embarrassing. He looks terrible. I mean, he can't.
You seen the video?
Yeah, the video.
I was telling Marshall about the video. He looks bad in the video.
It's not like that. Like
he's falling asleep because he's high. Basically, is what he is on these prescription.
Now it wasn't on the level with Nick Nolte or James Brown.
No, he didn't give a mug that, but the mug shot that is out there, he's very glassy eyed.
Yeah, he's close to JB.
Yeah. No.
I ain't seen the Nick Nolte one. But he's close to JB.
The reason, the big difference, that's a good one to bring up, both of those, particularly the James Brown one. Right. We all know how sharp James Brown liked to look.
Right.
I mean, it was part of his image, Godfather of Soul, Soul Brother #1, and hair was a big part of that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And of course, on that mugshot, his hair was all wild. I mean, it was terrible. I hated it for him. Yeah. Tiger, like myself and everyone up here, is losing his hair, so he doesn't have a lot of hair to be that wild. But that's what saves him from being looking like James. But he's clearly. Now he blew 0-0, so it's not alcohol.
Right.
It's prescription. And they found a couple pills on him too.
My question to you guys, Marshall, specifically you legal guy, you legalese guy.
Yeah.
Media guy too. But
sure.
why was it necessary to release that video to the public? Because I'm assuming that video was taken by the police.
Right.
Or maybe it was some bystander. I'm not really sure. But what was necessary to release that?
It's not necessary.
It's not necessary.
But they took, when it's a high profile thing.
They do it.
They do it.
And one reason they do it, just publicity. That's right. That's right. The cops do it for the. But other thing they do is that oftentimes the facts are in dispute, and sometimes the person may come out and say, "Well, you know, the person who got arrested, oh, I didn't do this. The cops are making that up," and they'll put the video. I don't believe Tiger did any of that in this case, and that's one reason I feel a little more sympathy for him. At the same time, any celebrity caught in something like that, the video and the cops have video, they're probably going to play it out.
No
so
Tiger struggles with
which he would have known, you know, going into it. You know.
But you know, I think the saddest thing about this case is injuries. Like with a lot of athletes or a lot of people in general who get hurt on the job or hurt in some accident, they start on the oxycodone or whatever it's excuse me, it's hard to come back from that. I don't, and I know that he's had Myron Migel and I were talking about this before you got here. The number of surgeries that he has had, and still trying to be at the top of your game as an athlete. I know he was in a lot of pain trying to do different things to climb his way back to the top. And I could easily see how this could have happened, but it's a very sad situation.
Yeah, very difficult sport, but it's not basketball or football or anything like that. But
it does require a healthy back.
Yeah, it does.
And that's what I was getting ready to say.
Alone.
And that's what I was getting ready to say.
And the torque on your back, the golf club.
It's not really a natural swing.
No.
That's what I was getting ready to say. It's not the type of athletics that we generally think of football, basketball.
But there's no need to say that.
And maybe even baseball.
What he's trying to do is work his way around to another dig at golf. I mean, that's where this is headed.
It's golf. So, but the torque that you put on your back, if you ever seen a golf swing, they swing from this, they start in the front, and then, their back is all the way twisted around. So that's he had surgery on his back based on that. Playing so much golf, he's been playing golf since he's 3 or 4 years old. So he had all that going on, and then you compound that situation with the amount of accidents he's had. I think he's had, this is either his second or third accident.
This is his third accident.
And he's a couple of them accidents he's rolled over cars. He's rolled those cars over, like you mentioned, Marsha. Tiger has 2 addictions. He has the addiction to drugs, and then he had previously had addiction to women. Tiger had a problem with women. When we start now, it's one thing to have 1 or 2 women. But when you got 10 or 12 women in the stable,
I think it was more than 10 or 12.
No, it was multiple.
I'm trying to be kind to it. Because I like Tiger. So
and of course, that whole situation unraveled his marriage.
Where does he find the time?
But that's the thing. That's the thing. It not only did it unravel his marriage. That was the thing that kept him from being Jack Nicklaus too. If that had not been found out, Myron talked about it. Myron talked about the embarrassment part of it. So, you got that coming out. Tiger had, before that,
laser focus.
I know people can't remember this, but Tiger had a pretty wholesome image.
He did. He did. No,
he had a pretty wholesome had a wholesome image.
He was probably, if not number one, right up there near the top in terms of endorsements, products, and so forth. Everyone wanted to go into business with Tiger because of that image.
And the only people who knew that Tiger was out there like that was
no.
I'm sure the golfers,
Jordan and Barkley.
Jordan and Barkley. They kind of knew he was out there because they were
out there with him.
I wouldn't say that. I didn't say that.
I'm just messing. I hadn't heard that they were. I hadn't heard that they were.
I'm just saying they hung together.
Yeah, sure.
Those millionaire dudes, they hang together. So they were kind of hanging together, and then so. But that embarrassed him. That brought me back to the point about him being embarrassed. He was embarrassed by that.
Which took him off his laser focus because he's like Jordan and Kobe and guys like that. They're singularly focused on what their craft is.
And the other thing going on with Tiger, and this is his personal decision, but I'm wondering if he's going to get back to where he needs to be as long as he's part of the Trump world orbit. He's in there with the Trumps now. Marshall mentioned that he's lived in Florida, so he's married. He's not married. He's dating Laura Trump, I think her name is, and she is the ex-wife of Donald Trump Jr.
This is interesting because just like Nigel MP2, who's determined to get to a point where he could say golf is not a real sport. Byron's doing the same thing, so there's something else to blame him on the president.
I just feel like that's a toxic situation to be around. They are apparently pretty strong together, though. Him and this Trump. He's close to her kids. One in particular, I think there's one that plays golf.
Now, how is she related to the Trump family? The girl
she is married to the eldest Trump son. Was married to the eldest Trump son, Don Jr.
It's Trump's ex-daughter-in-law.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so Trump has made some statements along the lines of he doesn't want his grandkids riding anywhere with Tiger. I can understand that.
Yeah. I would make that statement too.
Yeah.
So,
and before he and Tiger were pretty good.
Anytime you have to be lectured by the likes of Trump, you're just not in a good place.
It's a bad.
And Trump being in the right.
So I'm wondering. So I'm wondering to myself if this is the first time that he's publicly came out and said that he would address his addiction.
First I've heard of.
I know I haven't heard of it.
Yeah,
before.
I haven't heard of him. Yeah, he's very explicitly, as you said, going to where is it? Switzerland. To address his addiction, and that's a first. And I think that really kind of shows the magnitude of what happened. But also, my understanding, like I said, him and Laura Trump are pretty close. So I'm pretty tight. I mean, their relationship, and I think he wants to salvage that situation. So. Unlike he did with his first wife.
What he's going to have to do, and I know this is going to be difficult for him. One, he said he's stepping away from golf.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if that should be a step away or a retirement.
He could be.
Right.
But he has to get.
He's still been playing recently.
Wasn't
he going to try to play in this past Masters that just happened?
So now my question to you two guys is. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming that.
Let me clarify. The Trump is Vanessa Trump. That's his. Laura's the one who is married to the second son, but it's Vanessa Trump who he is dating.
Okay. So my question to you two is, I'm assuming that Tiger still got quite a bit of money, right?
Oh yeah.
He's a billionaire. Yeah.
Why not get a driver?
I can tell you why. I mean, the sources say, our sources are.
They
say Tiger don't want people in his business, and they figure the driver.
That's not working.
I know. Clearly, it's not. But it tracks with what we know about.
But so if after the first time, listen. When you're into stuff.
Yeah.
When you're into stuff, and he's into stuff. When you're into stuff, you have confidants.
Yeah.
You know people who kind of know.
You know a lot about it.
Yeah. make that person your driver. The person that you know that's your road dog. The person you know is gonna keep your secrets.
Al Collins.
OJ. He still ain't talked about OJ.
Ride or die, and not going to.
He still ain't said nothing about OJ.
Yeah.
Miss Carter.
Well, we have a phone call. Miss Carter, are you there?
Yes, I am. How are you?
Doing good morning. Good morning, Miss Carter. What you got for us?
Listening to you guys.
Thank you.
But I wanted to say thank you for informing myself and the listening audience of all the surgeries that Tiger went through, because when I saw his picture on Facebook, I'm like, oh my, first thing you think, he done straight out there. But I do know that whenever you're going through these major surgeries, the medications, the OxyContin, which we know is a low dosage of heroin,
right,
and the pain that he was in probably contributed a lot to that. So we need to be prayerful, and I thank you all for bringing this subject up so people can have a different outlook on it.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that.
And then he was on drugs, and he's on drugs for the tremendous amount of pain, not just his back. Remember he messed up his knee too.
Right, he sure did.
And after the second accident, this is his third. After the second accident, they were thinking then that he would never play golf again.
Right.
And since then he won the Masters in
2019. I didn't know it was that recent.
Right, and so you think about it now. Some golfers, that speaks to the tremendous amount of talent that Tiger has. Some golfers, professional golfers, play their whole life and never win the Masters.
Right.
They say there's no easy shot.
Never win one of the 4 or 5. I think it's 4 or 5 majors. Period.
Yeah.
But they make a good living playing golf.
Right.
So you got a guy who's won as much as Tiger has, and again, from a strictly sports standpoint, I just hate the fact that he wasn't able to break Nicholas's record. I really wanted that to happen because
So you ruled that out at this point.
he's done.
I don't know.
Well, he's calling him out done for a long time.
That's the same thing you said. That's the same thing you said.
But you were calling him done
years
long
ago.
before he won the 2019 Masters.
That's right. You
When
sure did.
I said he was done, we were talking about in context. Put it in context. We were talking about whether he was going to break Nicholas then.
Yeah.
And I was telling you then, when it comes to that, he's done.
No,
now, I had no idea.
It wasn't specific to that. You said Tiger was done.
I had
D-O-N-E,
I had
done.
no idea that he would have which just speak again to his tremendous amount of talent. I had no idea that he would be able to pull another Masters win off.
Yeah.
But when it comes to breaking Nicholas, he's finished. He's done.
His life start the public aspect of his life, and that's important because people are much more complex than their worst moments. But did it start to kind of go out of control after his dad passed, or where did that fit into the? Well, that can affect people.
It appeared.
I think he was still. It threw him off, just like when Michael Jordan's father passed. It threw him off.
That's when he tried the baseball experiment.
He threw Tiger off for a little bit, but he was still winning some stuff after that. It was the thing that really got him, as we've already talked about. Was the women thing, and how that really destroyed his clean guy image that he had prior to that.
He got into that accident when he had left the house. Him and his wife's name escapes me now.
Ellen, yeah.
And him and his wife, him and his wife had gotten into that argument, and he left the house, sped away from the house, and had that accident.
Yeah.
That's when she began to talk about. That was when she began, and others began to talk about the amount of affairs he had and those type of things.
She was just fed up.
She was fed up with it, and so it talked. And do you remember that's when it came out that Tiger had been running around for a long time, even prior to his marriage. And so then he got married, promising to stop all of that. What started him down that road was he was embarrassed.
Yeah.
I mean, this is. I know it's hard for people to think about that, but prior to that, Tiger was one of the golden boys for Nike. Number 2, only behind Jordan.
Right.
Yeah. When it came to Nike and selling merchandise, he was the man.
Yeah.
When it came to that, now people don't think about that, but that's what he was.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I hope he gets he's getting some help. I hope it's the help he needs.
Right. And I want to say to everybody out there, it's probably easy to be judgmental. Why is this guy? Addicted to painkillers.
I'm not judgmental at all about that.
But when when that pain, severe, excruciating pain, or in any parts of your body that's extended period of time,
you got to deal with it.
You got to do something. You got to do something, and so I can, and that's why we have a lot of people in this country who have became addicted to painkillers.
The very same way.
Right.
I mean, they're not top golfers, but they got injured on the job,
right?
Injured in some other context. Some people just have chronic pain, and we've all seen the stories about the OxyContin, which is the generic name oxycodone,
right?
And one of the issues why they had to settle the family is that the painkiller, as advertised, just didn't last as long as it was supposed to. It was supposed to be 12 hours or something, so you just take 2 couple pills a day, but it didn't. It didn't last that long. So as a result, patients started taking more and more, and then that's what kind of led to that cycle of addiction. Right. So
if you think about it, Michael Jackson died under the circumstances where he was trying to get rest and trying to get sleep. He couldn't sleep, so he was taking medication for that. Got an overdose.
Prince.
Painkillers.
Painkillers. Prince was still trying to perform.
Yeah.
And all those type of things, and doing all that kind of stuff.
Prince was doing
Michael
Jackson
in high heels.
Yeah.
That kind of helped.
Michael Jackson.
That didn't help.
Michael Jackson was taking like something you would take if you're having surgery
in the hospital, in
a hospital setting. So
propofol,
just all that glitters ain't gold, I guess. The people can have all kinds of money but still have demons they're dealing with. Right. Like we all have things.
No doubt.
And a lot of it's tied to wanting to still perform. They know they're in pain
at the same level.
They wanting to still perform at the same level, whether it be entertainment like Michael Jackson or Prince or Tiger in sports. That's what's driving the train.
Okay.
Right.
Is this our only topic today?
No.
It appears that way.
Exploring all aspects.
It appears that way. Well, it's 11:40, and you know, it appears that way.
No, but let's get to this. Let's get to our commander in chief and his dust up with the Pope. You know, now I ask you two guys: have you ever known of a president? I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever known of a president.
No, presidents don't get in dust ups with the Pope.
Yeah, well, well, this one does.
Yeah, well, he's violates.
Nobody else of any note either.
Yeah.
What?
Nobody else of any fame or recognition gets into it with the Pope.
There are two things. Yes, so there are two things I have not seen before. I'm not saying it hasn't happened, but president getting the dust up with the Pope, and then his vice president is out there commenting on the Pope. And what's different about that? J.D. Vance is Catholic,
Right.
and he's like, well, the Pope telling him what he can opine on or make opinions on. A Catholic. I'm speaking just of Catholics.
Right.
They're supposed to accept the divine authority of the Pope.
Right.
And
he questioned
that's
him.
doctrine. That's
Right.
not an opinion
Yeah.
from their perspective. So
Right.
if you're not really buying what the Pope is saying, then you're Protestant at that point. You're not Catholic anymore. And he was a Protestant up until 6 years ago. So here we have a 6-year convert. Talk about what the Pope should talk about.
A newbie.
That's not unusual for people of any faith. A lot of times the newer members of the one, they got it all figured out.
Right.
People
Don't know
have been in
nothing.
the faith for decades. That's any faith.
Been a Christian for 10 minutes.
Right.
And they know everything.
They know everything, right? Everything there is to know. But this is an extreme case of that. But Trump, of course, heard your preview. He put out the controversial image of him as a Jesus figure.
Jesus-like figure, yeah.
Jesus-like figure.
He's blessing people. You've got the glow coming out of his hand. He's got his other hand on somebody's forehead. And so
You got to laugh sometimes at this stuff.
And people all around him, like disciple-like,
Exactly.
on his flanks. So it was.
Yeah. And so he put that out there. That caused actually a lot of controversy. Of all the things he's done, that has probably, except for maybe the Iran war, has caused problems with his base, like his base supporters. They don't like that. Now, we know that the popular image of Jesus, that's not Jesus either. He doesn't look like that.
No.
That's a European.
You mean the blonde hair?
Yeah, the blonde,
blue eyes.
which actually was based on a former pope, as it happens. It all comes full circle. So, but that's the popular image that people. So when a lot of evangelicals, particularly white evangelicals and stuff, they see that Jesus and they're like, okay, they hold reverence for that.
Right.
And so to see Trump in that role, that was a bridge too far. Now Trump doesn't apologize, and he didn't apologize in this case, but he took it down.
And then he reposted. He posted a different image of him
with Jesus with his hand on his shoulder,
being blessed by Jesus.
Yeah, now that's different to me, and certainly to his followers, that's well within line of what many of them believe.
Except it's a lie. Because Jesus not.
What? How do you know that Jesus ain't have his?
You don't know that.
You don't know that. I can't speak to that.
I am fairly sure.
Let's just say Trump is not letting his light shine. That doesn't mean that Jesus is not talking to him. But yeah, that second. But clearly, that second image, even though that's typically something that would be acceptable in the context of having to take down this image that many of his followers felt was blasphemous.
Right.
And then to go right back into the Jesus thing, it's just him doing what he does best, is troll people, trolling, just keep them stirred up. But this was just looking at it from the political perspective. It wasn't a good move for him to post this thing. Getting in it with the Pope, it's hard to say how that's going to play. I haven't seen it before. I don't know what he hopes to get out of that.
Does President Trump realize or care at this point, because of the things he's doing, and with the war, with the Pope, gas price, economics, everything going on in the world right now under his leadership? Does he realize at all that they have a midterm election coming up? Or
He's
does
not
he
acting
care?
like it.
No,
he's not acting like it. There is
Now, whereas he might be a quote unquote lame duck, we don't know whether he is or not.
Yeah, we hope he's. Legally, he is a lame duck
Legally,
under the
he
Constitution.
He can't run again for president. But however, the people that are under him and the people that in the House and the Senate and all those places, they're not. And they're running for re-election, and he's hurting them with some of the things that he's saying, and
But
specifically the things that he's doing.
Yeah. And this is a situation with the unique thing about this is this Pope is the first American Pope.
He's an American Pope.
Yeah, he's
I think that's why Trump feel he can mix it up with him. He's from Chicago too. He can mix it up with him.
Home of Obama,
Home of Obama.
Jesse Jackson, that whole crowd.
We just mix it up with him.
But he has been this Pope, who they say is typically kind of reserved kind of guy.
Yeah.
He was Pope. This guy is letting it be known he's not afraid of mixing it up with Donald
he's
Trump.
not.
In
No,
fact,
and he has no reason to be.
give some of these quotes. He says that he said he has no fear of the Trump administration and will not be deterred from speaking out loudly about the message of God.
Yeah.
He says, I don't think the message of the gospel should be abused as some are doing, he said, adding, too many innocent lives have been lost. I believe someone must stand up and say there is a better way. And he specifically said, woe to those who manipulate religion and the very name of God for their own military, economic, or political gain, dragging that which is sacred into darkness and filth. Now, last one he said that really stood out to me when he was talking about the fact that, now, and I just missed the quote now, but anyway, he's standing up to what he's going to do as far as he's not going to back down, which is very unusual with people when dealing with President Trump. Most folks, I would say 95% of them, even in the direct dust-up with the president, they will typically back down or go a different way.
Yeah, and the Pope Leo the 14th, if we roll back the clock, he really got involved in this based on the statements of Trump's defense secretary, Pete Hegseth. If you follow it, Hegseth he fancies himself as a holy warrior type. So he very explicitly weds war and the military with his Christian faith. And the Pope has a problem with that. I mean, the Pope, who was a former Augustine friar, I've heard it different ways, would likely be a believer in, like, there's a just war, like there's a war that can be mainly a defensive war. If you defend your country, that's just. But he doesn't believe in anything like the Iran adventure. Just United States and Israel just acting themselves and attacking this country. So he would not consider that just war. And then to have Pete Hegseth just really, people should just go listen. I got to pull together some Pete Hegseth stuff because I haven't seen such a bloodthirsty person in that position before.
He takes Warhawk to the extreme.
And it's even unusual to see someone in the military talk like that because a lot of times they don't talk about combat and stuff. It's not fun for them. It's awful. They share with other military people and maybe family, not even them. But to hear him just sort of revel in all the Iranians he's killing, and then also wedding that with Christian stuff, and I think that's what caused Pope Leo to come out.
I found the quote. It said that Leo, he said, the world is being ravaged by a handful of tyrants.
You think he puts Trump in there?
Yeah. Putin and all the rest of them. Yet it is held together by a multitude of supportive brothers and sisters. Yeah. That's what he said. So and he's not backing down. But you
remember now that Hegseth and Vance are comparing this war to World War II. You heard Hegseth say that?
Yeah.
He said, well,
and Vance does too.
Hegseth and Vance are comparing this war to World War II. It's just as that war.
Which is clearly not.
Well, it's flipped because we were fighting against a tyrant then.
Yeah.
That's why the whole situation has been flipped because of that. But there it's clear to everyone who's watching or paying attention that it's not. I just don't think an American president should be getting into a dust-up with the Pope.
No.
About anything. Let me go you one step further, Mark. I don't think that the Pope should be going back and forth either. I think you say a couple of words because one thing we know about Trump will drag you down.
Yeah.
He might
The
even
lowest
drag it.
denominator.
He'll-
Yeah. You done it to so many people.
Say what you gonna say, but then move on to something else.
So you
Because
think he'll mess around and have the Pope cussing after a while?
you never know.
Forget who he is.
Listen. Look at what happened. Look at what happened
Made
with.
him lay down his religion.
Look at what happened with former First Lady Obama. She
Take
just
off
don't-
his frock, ready to throw hands.
He is from Chicago. So think about what happened with First Lady Obama. She just
Yeah.
don't deal with Trump anymore.
That's right.
Remember, she was saying when they go low, you
we
go
go
high.
high.
Yeah.
She done abandoned all that. I'm not
Don't
dealing with
deal
it.
with him. Don't deal with him. She don't go to no events.
She don't
Yeah.
fool
No,
with
that's
it.
it, right.
She don't care.
She, I'm not fooling
you
with
see
that
the
guy
wisdom
anymore.
of it now.
Yeah, yeah.
You see the wisdom of it.
That's what I'm saying. Pope needs. I mean, the Pope
That's
did say a few
interesting.
things.
You should say
You're
that because I think there is something. All joking aside, there is something to it. I mean, should the Pope? He's had his say.
Let it go. Just
Yeah.
move on. Move on to
but
saving souls.
The flip.
Move on to saving souls.
The flip side of that is that a lot of people are looking to the Pope for moral
For
leadership
guidance, right,
in this
yeah.
time. I'm not saying we're not talking about converting to Catholicism or anything like that. What they like to see is someone present the opposite image of America
No doubt.
than what Trump is doing.
Right.
So I think there is a continuing role for him there. But as far as the he said, back and forth, I do think that could get to where it just diminishes everybody involved. And one side's already diminished, and you don't want to see the Pope dragged into something.
Yeah, but right
just
now,
ugly looking.
Right now though, he's going toe to toe with the president. So I agree with Mike. I think he needs to just let it go at this point and focus on what he does best, and that's not dealing with Donald Trump, because Donald Trump the president can get in the mud and stay in the mud and be happy in the mud.
No, he loves the mud. He loves the slop. Yeah, he
frolic
loves it.
around
Yeah.
in it. Yeah. That's his thing.
That's his wheelhouse.
That's his stilo, as they say.
If you want to call it that, yes.
Right.
So, what else we got, fellas? Did y'all? Let's give a brief nod to this story coming out of WNBA, and y'all had me looking up how to say Page's last name, WNBA player.
Page B. Don't worry about it. Just page B.
Beckers. It rhymes with checkers. Now you look at that name.
That's not how it's spelled.
You would never
No.
get that. I was thinking Bruckers is Beckers, but her and Fudd, did they ever play on a team together before now?
Yeah,
Yeah, UConn. They
UConn,
won
so
national
UConn,
championship.
and they're
UConn.
dating.
Yeah.
And they're
Right.
dating. This is the modern world. Dallas would have known they were dating when they recruited Fudd to play with Becker, and they're both great athletes too. That's the other thing. I mean, Beckers is one of the stars of the WNBA. Fudd is expected to make a big impact. But what threw a lot of people is that they had the press conference to announce, that she joined the Fudd's going to be at the team, and they were kind of asked about it.
And
They
shut
asked
it
the
down.
Wings about, well, this is a couple, right? So,
Right.
well, which I think, as a reporter, I think that's a perfectly natural question.
I would have been wrong on that.
Right. And
I would have been wrong. I thought you would have said they should stay out of their personal lives, but you're okay with that.
I mean, they're so high profile already. I just want to make
They're
clear
public
that they are
figures.
not in the closet, so to speak, to
Right,
use
right.
that older
No, they
term.
came
They are
up-
out.
right,
They are
right.
public.
Yeah,
You
everybody
know?
knows about it.
Right.
And so the Dallas Wings, they kind of tried to sidestep it. The public relations person, not an easy question for their perspective. She says, I understand why you have to ask that question. She agrees that you have to ask it. We're going to respectfully decline from commenting on our players' personal lives.
Did you see what the question was? What was the question? You got two
Let's see.
people that's gonna be on the same team.
Yeah.
One's gonna be playing point guard,
Yeah.
one's gonna be playing
Let's
shooting
see.
guard, and they're dating each other.
Right.
And so, what was the question? I don't even know what the
Let's
question
see.
was.
It's just a general question about their,
About their
She
relationship.
asked, Fudd was asked about, probably like what's it like to, playing with your girlfriend on the same team.
Right.
And
Both in the- both in the
and then
backcourt.
the rest of the question was like whether she would seek advice from other couples in the WNBA.
Right.
Now there are couples in the WNBA
They don't
that
play on the
aren't
same
on
team.
the same team. That's what's different.
They don't have to pass the ball to each other. That's the difference.
That's unique.
That is unique. That's very unique.
Yeah.
So you know, if
And
you're
the NBA, I would think it's unheard of.
it's unheard of. So you're dating someone, and
Yeah.
then y'all kind of, you know, in relationships they go up and down.
That's right.
Men and women, you know, relationships they go up and down.
Right.
And so you get mad about a relationship, and you in a game. Is that going to
Mess up the chemistry
Is
of
that
the
going to
team.
mess up the impact of the chemistry and those type things?
Are y'all a little surprised that they
You saw me open.
right under the hoop? No.
It turns into a whole situation. It turns into a whole situation.
But you gotta wonder. I mean, I'm the team owner. Not necessarily thinking about that per se.
I think that's
but
where it originated from.
I think it
the
would give
team-
me pause. But Fudd's a great player. That's the other thing.
Right.
So, and you know they're going to have chemistry. They had at Connecticut.
Right.
But if the relationship goes sour, things could change.
I'm thinking the owner. That sounds like an ownership issue to me. I'm thinking there when Fudd's coming in, the owner's like, look, this is Texas. We need you all to low key
Could
that,
be.
keep it up.
Yeah.
That's what's really going on here.
I just want to point out how things work.
Right.
The public relations staffers, I don't care who you doing PR for, you reflect the will of the organization.
Right.
So
Right.
this wasn't the public relations person saying, "Oh, I'm going to freelance." What I'm saying is, you're right.
Right.
She would have been told, or the person would have been told, if this comes up,
Right.
shut it down.
Right. Exactly. And that's what's going on here. That's what's
It
going
does bring a lot of interest to the team, though. So I expect there'll be a lot of people.
And I was
tuned in
wondering, and
TV-wise.
I was on the opposite end of you guys. I'm just wondering, did they pick her? She's a great athlete now.
Yeah.
So
Fudd, yeah.
they picked
But
it.
they picked it because they've been together before. They got great chemistry. They won a
and-
national championship together.
And they knew it would generate interest. Because we're talking about this story right now. Who they play for? Dallas who?
Wings.
We did not know that until right now.
I think I knew.
At least I did.
I'll put it this
Let me
way.
speak for myself. I didn't know it.
I didn't know what Paige Becker's team was, but I knew she was the top in the NBA. And the team colors stick, because it's very similar to the Mavericks colors.
Okay.
But I could not have told you, oh, yes, she plays for the Dallas Wings. So that could be a
So
part
the
of it.
WNBA draft was this past week.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And I was telling one of my boys, my main boy, I was telling him, just kind of talking to him. I said, man, did you see how tall the girls were?
Tall.
The shortest one I saw that was being drafted, now I didn't watch the whole thing, was 5'11".
Yeah.
And then it was 6'4",
Yeah, they're not playing.
6'7", 6'8", 6'5", and I was like, these are some tall women.
Yeah.
They reflect what the NBA draft was probably 30 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, all in that
And look
range.
at the NBA now. Look how tall guards are now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nothing for a guard to be 6'5", 6'6", point guard.
And what they will say is, if you're
Right.
6'1" or 6'2", you're too small.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
too small to play
Yeah.
in the NBA. Or 6'3", you know,
Yeah.
you too small to play in the NBA. But I mean, I was amazed at how tall, you know, the ladies have become as far
Yeah.
as the basketball goes.
Yeah.
And then when you see, I believe that Dallas, one of the reasons why they picked them. And again, I don't have no proof behind
Right,
this,
right,
but because
right.
they wanted to generate interest,
Some buzz.
some buzz
Yeah.
in that team.
Like
And
you said, we wouldn't be talking about the Dallas
we would
Wings.
be talking about the Dallas Wings right now.
We even know how to pronounce Paige Becker's name. Shows you how close we were.
Paige B.
The other big movement, and just a team movement, Angel Reese, another one of the WNBA stars. She
Got
moved
shipped
to
off.
Atlanta.
Really?
Yeah.
They traded her.
I think Chicago doesn't know what they're doing up there, because they never really leveraged her. The coach last year.
The mouth. She's too controversial.
What does that mean?
When he does that means the mouth.
I don't think she's mouthy, really.
We got one last call. DL, are you there?
Yeah, good morning, gentlemen.
What's going on, DL?
Very much. Before I get to the WNBA players, y'all may have talked about this about Tiger, but this is his second time in a single car crash, and my concern is he's never hurt anybody else.
He hasn't.
But
So
that-
far?
So far.
So far, but here's the thing about it though. If I'm the judge, based on that, I want to see what doctor is prescribing him these painkillers, and I want to see the history.
Right.
That is one of the most aspects of this, because he's going to eventually hurt some innocent person. Now, get to the two WNBA players. Myron, the opposite of modern is old-fashioned. Listen, these young ladies put their relationship on TikTok. And it is a question. When you go on the road, are y'all going to save money, put them in the same room? So
I didn't
these
think about that,
WNBA players want to be played like NBA players. They want the attention, so they got to be able to deal with these questions. That question wasn't out of bounds because they want it all, so they get it and whatnot. And a Becker's, I'm a big Caitlin Clark fan, but she's not better than Becker's. If you want to put race in it, I think Becker's is one of probably the best white female in the league because she can do it all, dribble, shoot, and everything.
Right. Okay.
You put her ahead, Clark.
We didn't.
Clark had to sit out last season.
Right. She appears to be injury prone.
Yeah.
So
why'd you have to do that?
She wasn't.
Was that
she was hurt last year.
Not in Iowa though.
At Iowa, she got hurt. That started that season too. The last 2 seasons she was at Iowa.
Right.
She was hurt.
She had a record of not being injury prone until recently.
Iowa, and now last year. That makes her injury prone in my mind. But we didn't get to that part, and I'm glad DL brought that up. Is that they're subpoenaing his record?
They're trying to do what DL. Yeah, they're trying. And Tiger's fighting that. They're trying to subpoena his prescription records. Now I know we got to go, Marsh, but real quick, is that typical?
Not typical, but in this case, if the painkillers,
you can't say we got to go in there and point to him.
If the painkillers are the root cause of what the issue is, I think they're going to be able to get those records.
Okay,
and so that means that other people are going to get in trouble too. Because
and should.
I
agree with you.
They're only doing it for a short period of time, from January to March.
Just like,
and you and I both know, it shouldn't be that many painkillers from January to March.
Right. Just like Michael Jackson's doctor, he actually got put in prison. He got put in prison.
Right.
That's exactly right.
So I'm sure he gave a call to his doctors like, they trying to.
Oh yeah.
And so doctors said, well, we got to do something about this.
They got paper shredders too.
Right. So they that's why they're fighting it so hard.
Yeah.
We got to get out of here. It's 12:01. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We've enjoyed it. I am Marshall Pitts.
Module Pitts.